And we're back a month later. Hopefully, we're going to be back on schedule. My question is, do you guys, when you watch these videos, think I have underwear on? Yes or no? Answer down below. So, today we are doing NFL predictions. Can't get more simple than that. We're doing standings, awards, and Super Bowl winner. That's it. That's how it is. That's what it do. So, without further ado, let's go. We're going to start with the AFC North. We all know the Ravens are going to win this division. Now, do I think the Bengals have a chance? Honestly, no. Not this year. The Ravens got upgrades in a lot of places they needed it. They got another corner. They have a good edge rusher now. They still have that same interior D-line that seems to wreck games. They still have Lamar. I'd say D-Hop's better than any other fourth option they can get there. So they still have Bateman, D-Hop, Zay Flowers. So I assume they're going to still be pretty good. Next up is the Bengals. Oh, I have them at 12-5. Next up, we have the Bengals at 10-7. Same team on paper. I just assume they're gonna win more games this season. Why? No clue. They got Shamar Stewart. They got. That's about it. I mean, team's kind of the same. I don't expect the draft picks to get any better. They just picked up Dalton Risner, so hopefully their line can look better. That's about it. Next up, I got Pittsburgh. 8-9. What do I see in Pittsburgh? I see a team that's trying to pick up the scraps of what the Jets had with Aaron Rodgers, try to put it back themselves. I don't think that's going to work. I don't think DK is significantly better than Garrett. I don't think that O-line is significantly better. Matter of fact, I know they lost 2 chunks of it. I know Cam Hayward takes up a lot of cap on that D-line. I think their secondary is old. I think they got rid of Minka. I just don't see a lot here. So I'm going to go 8-9. Do I think there's potential for them to improve? Of course, but not by much. My last on this is the Browns, the Cleveland Browns, 3-14. I think Shador takes over by maybe week 8, week 9. Do I think Dylan Gabriel even gets a turn? I'm not sure. I hope he does. I hope they both get a turn, but I just don't think this is the right time for Cleveland to win more than 3 games. I think there's a lot of grace to be honestly had in losing another season. Because especially if you can get a big edge rusher or a big wide receiver in this draft, that'll be huge. Think about that. Myles Garrett, Mason Graham, and another huge edge rusher. So we'll have to see that. Hopefully, maybe they'll even get some players in the free agency. But if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to be looking to the future. AFC East. We're going to start from the bottom from here on out. I didn't mean to start from the top, but I'm not redoing that because I already shot this video once and I already had to re-record it once. So I'm not doing that again. I look smaller today because my chair broke. Last of my AFC East is the Jets. I just don't think the team's good. I don't think a lot of people think this team is good. It seems to lack talent. Elijah Vera Tucker actually got injured today and could be season ending, but we're going to have to get a second opinion on that. But I just think that the Jets are a team that you want to play this season. I don't think their defense is scary. I think Sauce will bounce back from a sophomore slump. But I'd look forward to playing the Jets. Defensive coordinators as coaches don't really work, and I don't see it working this time. So I would look forward to playing them. Patriots I have at 7-10. I do think they improve. How good Stephon Diggs will be, that's out the question. He has started cracking Cardi B, so maybe that's a buff. But besides that, I like the coaching going on there. I like Mike Vrabel as a coach. I don't think he ever should have gotten a girl from Tennessee. I like Drake May a lot. I like the defense. I don't know what happened to Kyle Duggar and Jabril Peppers. That used to be not too bad of a duo 2-3 years ago, but now it's kind of looking like crap. And that's all I really have to say about the Patriots. I think I'll let them prove for themselves what they can do. But 7-10 is what I got. Next up, I have the Dolphins, 9-8. I think this is the safest pick. I think they can be as high as 13-4, and I think they can be as low as 4-13. So I think 9-8 was the safe middle. Tua, you decide everything. If you're gonna get injured this season, well, it's gonna be another shitty season for Miami fans. If you're not, it could be another 73-point game against the Broncos. So it's all on you, man. Where do I? This team has a lot of names you wouldn't really think about, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I know they have, I don't know how to pronounce his name. They have the white edge rusher. It's like Zach Seisler or something. And they have Chop Robinson. Besides that, their secondary is kind of dirt. And their line's kind of dirt. But their skill positions are always pretty good. So although A-Chain's injury prone, we'll have to see it this season. Advise fantasy players to stay away from. Bills. The 12-5 Bills. Where do I start? Oh my dear Josh Allen. I mean, I just think they're going to keep winning and then not winning the Super Bowl because the rest of the team sucks outside of Josh Allen and a couple other pieces year to year. The defense is still not as good as it needs to be for them to win a Super Bowl. Their skill positions are still not as good as it needs to be to win the Super Bowl. Their running back is good. For once, they have a consistently good running back. Actually, I can't even say that because we don't know if James Cook will be good another year, especially after getting his contract that he so desperately wanted. But I think we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, the Bills have Josh Allen, and that's a ceiling, or at least a floor raiser. And I'd honestly see a ceiling raiser too, but I'm just going to go with floor raiser. Coming off an MVP season, do I think he wins it again? We'll have to see and wait. Ha ha ha, got you. And I think that's it for the East. The Bills, Dolphins, Pats, and then Jets. The West, the AFC West is our next conference. I think this conference is going to be the beginning of a good trend of conferences eating each other. So you're not going to be seeing a lot of big wins from my rosters this season. You only see a couple teams with above 12 wins. And that's just what it's going to be. I think this year, the skill level in the sport has risen. It is at a rise. That's how you get away with that. The skill level is rising in the NFL, and I just think that the bad teams are still going to be able to beat the good teams. And sure, you're going to comment, oh, that's always been the case. Any team can win on any given Sunday. But no, that wasn't true. That's why we had 2-0-16 teams. I just don't think that's possible anymore. But I have the Raiders starting this division at the lowest spot at 5-12. Obviously, a lot of people like what they're building on offense, and I'm not going to say I don't. I think there's a lot of fun to be had with this team, especially as a Raiders fan. People have to understand, especially when you're not a fan of a bad team, sometimes when your team's bad, at least they're going to be fun to watch. And the Raiders were not too fun to watch last year. Obviously, Brock Bowers had his moments, but as a fan of a bad team for so long, if it was bad fun to watch football, I'd just be happy. But it hasn't been. So the Raiders are finally going to get fun to watch bad football, and they're going to have room to improve. Their secondary is buns. Their linebackers are buns. They have Max Crosby. The rest of the defense is kissing each other. Maybe that was just Christian Wilkins. Who knows? The O-line, semi all right. The skill positions outside of Ashton and Brock, so I guess half of the skill positions since I'm going to just be dumb. But the wide receivers, buns. Jacoby's all right, but you don't want him to be your one. My second to last in the AFC West is the Chargers. Now, so many teams turn over every year in the playoffs, and I don't think this is going to be any different. I just think the Chargers are going to get the worst end of the stick. Do I think they improved anywhere on the field at all? No. I think J.K. Dobbins was a sufficeable running back. I think he got them 1,100 yards in his 12 games. He probably could have put up 1.3 if he played them all. And I think Omarion Hampton, at least first year, isn't going to come in and do much better than that. I think J.K. averaged like 4.2 on the ground. It's a good place to start. Can Omarion really be better than that? You know, can he raise above the plateau in this situation? As a rookie, I don't see it, or he would have gone earlier. So I don't see it, but maybe it's what they need. I just doubt it. That's the last time I speak on the Chargers. They're well coached, but their defense is talentless. Denver Broncos, 9-8. I think they're one win better than the Chargers. I think Evan Ingram, Hufanga, I know Greenlaw's not going to play, but he will be back within mid-season. I think that's just the better way to look at it. I think they're coached better, actually, than the Chargers, which is still crazy because the Chargers are a well-coached team. What up, airplane? Every time I film. You guys can't even hear it. But I think they're a well-coached team, better coached than the Chargers. I think their superstars are better than the Chargers superstars. I just think that's the way to go. Next up, who's surprised? The Chiefs winning the AFC West, but this time only with an 11-6 record. What do I think about the 11-6 Chiefs? I think they're going to be good. I don't think they're going to be great this year. Do I still think they're going to make a semi-deep playoff run? Of course. But we have to acknowledge that the talent on the Chiefs defense is dwindling. Kelsey's dwindling. Chris Jones is dwindling. They're not as good as they used to be. Mahomes, though, got that buzz cut. Maybe it's time he gets better. Can Mahomes get much better from where he's at? I think so. I'd like to think so. But, yeah, I mean, Andy Reid's still going to be Andy Reid. Steve Spagnuolo is still going to be Steve Spagnuolo. Could I see this team back in a Super Bowl? No. Will I eat my words? Probably. But, that's just how it is for me. Now, before we do the south of each side, we're going to do that NFC North, East, and West. Because I don't really care about the south of each side of the football. They're both bad. The NFC North. Micah Parsons to the Packers. Another plane? Another plane. 2 in a row. Micah Parsons to the Packers. Does that make them the first seed? You'll have to wait and see. Starting from the bottom. Chicago Bears, 6-11. I bought into the Bears hype. I did to begin the season. I liked what they did with the O-line. I liked how their defense looked last year. What do I see this year? I see a team that already looks dysfunctional during training camp, during preseason. Ben Johnson looks like he hates Caleb Williams. And, like, I know we shouldn't take training camp and preseason seriously, but just, like, it looks like there's something fundamentally wrong out there and something wrong with Caleb. I don't think he's going to reach that #1 pick status he was. Is that a bad thing? Some would say yes. I mean, the guy's going to make a lot of money, so who are we to hate? But life's not all about money. Sometimes it's about fulfilling what you want to do. And I think Caleb wants to play football, and unfortunately, it just doesn't seem possible for him right now. It seems like he can't hit the cues right. It seems like he has a lack of pocket presence. It just isn't college. I think that's the issue. So the Bears I have at 6-11. Obviously, there is room to improve, but we will see. The Vikings, 8-9. I think they lost a couple secondary pieces I really liked, so that's the only reason I put him here. JJ McCarthy's a question mark. This is one of those unsure ones. I mean, I could have put them any record and justified it with that JJ McCarthy isn't going to come in and blow up the league. He looked great in preseason last year, but that's also preseason, and he tore his MCL. So, and that sucks to say because I really was hyped for JJ McCarthy. But JJ just looks quarterback proof. That should continue. Running back room, Aaron Jones is a bit old, aging. TJ Hawkinson did tear his ACL a year and a half ago. He did come back and produce, I'm not going to say the same production, but at least 65% of that. But they did get blown out in that first round of the playoffs. Are the Vikings usually a regular season team? Yeah. Do I have them at 8-9 this year? Yeah. Why? Is it because their division's good? I just think that's the truth of it. I think their division is a good division. It's a hard, grueling football division right now, and it is what it is. Second, I have the Packers. I only have them at 9-8 because this is another one of those people eating divisions who also play the NFC East. I don't think these teams are good enough to beat the Eagles, so I only have them at 9-8. Does Parsons put them over the hump for me? Not really. I don't think they pair Parsons with anything good on that D-line. I don't think they're going to make him be able to look elite for a couple of years. I think they gave up a lot of draft picks for that. Is Parsons still going to look great? Yes, but is he going to get that 20 sacks or clips that 14.5 sack range that he can't seem to clip? I really hope so. I just think they're relying on this rookie wide receiver on one side of the ball. They're relying on an elite edge on the other side of the ball. And you just don't have anything else. They don't have the cornerbacks. They don't have the receiver room. I do expect Tucker Kraft to be better. You gotta hope Josh Jacobs stays the same. Their O-lines are just okay. And their linebackers are just alright. Hopefully you see another season from Edrin Cooper of being that same player, but you never know with these linebackers. So I'm gonna take the shot and say 9-8. I think they're an improved team, though. I just think the schedule gets harder. Number 1, I have the Lions, 10-7. They lost both their coordinators, and I don't think Dan Campbell's a great coach. Do I think the Lions are talented? Yes. Yes. Like Ben. But do I think the coordinator loss is going to be huge for them? Also, yes. I think it was a group that worked very well together. I think this team's kind of going to look lost without him, and I want to see how Aiden Hutchinson looks with his new leg. Not too long ago, it was said that it was looking really slow. So I hope he recovers well, but I'm really not sure. The NFC East. My beloved division. Oh, how I hate you. Number 4. The New York Giants. I can't even sugarcoat it. I think my Giants are going to be better. 4 wins better. I think we're going to go 7-10. I like Jackson Dart. I like what we're building on defense. I like Javon Holland. I like Paulson Adebo. I like how the O-line's looking, even if Andrew Thomas isn't ready for week 1. I love Tyrone Tracy Jr. Cam Scottaboo is something to look forward to, but I just think we need that extra year to get over the hump. Don't get me wrong, best front 7 in football. I truly believe so, but I think we just need that extra year to get over the hump. Unfortunately, this league is so offensive based. You start the game at the 35-yard line half the time now. We just need to build a couple steps. We just need to maybe draft the right tackle and maybe get another receiver. Although I like Slayton and Robinson, I just think more firepower the better. When do I think Jackson Dart starts? I know that's the question on all of your minds. It's probably what you were commenting right now. Week 6. I think they're going to throw him into the fire. Hopefully that doesn't end as poorly as I think it will. I think Jackson Dart's a great player. I think he already looks pretty good. But when you throw a quarterback into the fire, it just gets bigger. So hopefully they either start him week 14, start him early, or don't start him at all. That's what I would hope for this team. 8 and 9. Who are you guys guessing? Guess right now. Guess right now. Type in comments. Commanders, Cowboys. Commanders, Cowboys. Cowboys. And I think their offense is going to be enough to win them games. I don't think it's as good as the Bengals, so I don't think it's going to get them to the playoffs or over the hump. Is their offense great? Yes. Is their defense phenomenally bad? Also, yes. 2 things can be true. Duron Bland just got overpaid. And I might be talking too fast this whole video, but y'all might have to deal with it. So my apologies. But I just think this defense is so talentless, it's not even funny. Washington Commanders, 9 and 8. Do they regress from last season? Yes. Does their future look bleak with all their better players being above 29? Yes. Do I think this team was fraudulent? Yes. All things I believe to be true. The Commanders are butt cheeks. That's the nicest way to put it. I usually don't even ever use that word, but I think Jaden Daniels is good. I think their running back room kind of sucks. I think their receiving core is a bit overrated. And their tight end situation is 33-year-old Zach Ertz. Their defense is old. Was getting cooked last year. I don't think they improve. Philadelphia Eagles. Just say 13-4 as a Giants fan. I don't want to hype this team up too much, but they're pretty much complete everywhere on the field except safeties. Safeties, I don't expect Zach Bond to have the same season, and I expect their edge rushing to be fairly weak, but their interior D-line to be good. That's all I'll say. 13-4. NFC West. We'll start from the bottom. Arizona Cardinals, 5-12. I just don't think this team's good. I had a lot of my friends criticize me for this, tell me that their defense is great, and I'm underrating them. And they did go 8-9 last season, but I don't think Kyler Murray's that good of a quarterback, so I'm gonna just keep it there. I'm glad for Kyler that he gets to stay here still, and that Madden clause was fake or whatever, but it's chill. I don't have much to say about the Cardinals. I think James Conner might get injured midway through the season. I don't hope that upon anyone, of course, but I have a feeling Marv might produce better, but his best attributes being able to catch contested balls, and sometimes Kyler Murray just has a hard time getting him the ball. It is what it is. 3. Seattle Seahawks. 7-10. I just think the Seahawks, it's like it's there, but it's not. I don't know how to explain it. I could very well see this team going 10-7. I honestly think 6-11 might be the floor, so I kind of went closer to the floor than I did the ceiling. But I don't, for some reason, I don't think something's going to click. That's the best way to put it. Yeah, I just don't think something's going to click. I don't like their front 7. I was ridiculed on that too, but I don't like their front 7. Niners 10-7. Now, you might be saying, so you don't think something on the Seahawks is going to click, but the Niners will? Honestly, yes. I do. I don't think they're going to be that great. I had a friend that had them at 14-3. Shout out YBNX Kevin. But I just don't understand where it's going to click fully. I think they're going to be a first-round exit, but I think they will be better than last year. McCaffrey's back. Kittle will be back at some point into the season. Their receiving core will be rough to start the year, but it will get better. And Fred Warner's back for the whole year, so I think that'll be big. Secondary did take a lot of blows, though, but Green and Mustafa, hopefully they'll be able to fill some holes. The Rams I have leading the division 11-6. There have been murmurs about Stafford's back being bad and he might not play some of the season, so everything is subject to change, but right now it looks like he's on pace to play week 1. But that back is a concern and a worry for me, so hopefully he'll play the whole season. Team's good. I get to watch them every other year. Last year I got to watch the Bills Rams game, so lucky me. Uh, what a game. So I think I'll put them there. NFC South, Saints 2-15. Although I said the league wasn't that bad, there's someone has to be the bottom of the bottom. And there's a reason 85% of the Madden franchises you see are on the Saints. Their roster's just old at the best spots, and then when they're at the worst spots, they're young, but they're not that good or seeking a lot of future. Everyone has a question mark around Tyler Show in the second round. He's 26. This guy is really, really, really old. So would I have drafted him there? Oh, hell no. Oh. But do I think he could surprise everyone? Of course. I mean, second round quarterback. So you don't draft him there unless you believe in him, right? Third in this division, the Panthers, 5-12. Is it a bit harsh? Could be. I just don't see the talent on this team. I don't think Bryce Young's the answer. I think your quarterback's got to be above 6 foot, man. I just can't even lie. I think that's yo. I think that's a bit biased, but that is what it is. Falcons 9-8. I don't think they're gonna be the best of the best, but I think their offense, like the Cowboys, should have that firepower to win some games. I know they lost some pieces, but they have their guard still, and I think they have a pretty good tackle. I can't remember his name right now, but I'm sure he's good. So I think there's there. I think their secondary is pretty good. Front seven's pretty weak, but subject to improvement. I know they drafted a guy. For some reason, I can't remember his name. I'm not very high on the Falcons. Like, like 9-8's chill. Like, I don't really care for them. There's some, you know how there are some teams in the NFL you just don't really care for. Like, that's how I feel about the Panthers and Falcons. I don't really care for it. Like, obviously, I can admit Bijan's good. Uh, I hope Michael Penix is good. I'm not gonna say like I was ridiculed last year again by my friends for saying Michael Penix wasn't the greatest. He looks sufficeable. Like I don't know what they want me to say. Buccaneers, 11-6. This team really weird. They had two wide receivers in a row in two drafts. That really did surprise me. I know they're prepping for the future, but I think there's some worries now. Like, there's no holes, but they're like their best players aren't the best in the league. You know what I'm saying? Besides Antoine Winfield being pretty good, their best players aren't the best in the league, so that leads me to put them at this standpoint. Baker's pretty good, but he's also the reason they lose games. I do like Baker Mayfield a lot, so hopefully they win these games. AFC North or South, AFC South. Damn, I marked him as a North on here. What am I doing? What am I doing? AFC South Titans 5-12. Someone has to be last in the division yet again. I think the Titans are gonna be like once again, one of those fun bad teams to watch. I think the receiving room's kind of bad, running back's kind of bad, defense kind of bad, but Cam Ward, I like him a lot. I think he's gonna be good. So good job. Colts 6-11. Why do they have more wins than the Titans? Defense is way better. I know I said it's an offensive based league, but their defense is way better. Offense is going to be average. I watched the Daniel Jones offense. It's going to be boring, but it's going to produce some wins. Some. Also, it'll be his first year in this division, so he might get away with beating some of the bad teams like the Titans and the Jags. Speaking of the Jags, I got them going 7-10. Jacksonville. Whew. Do not care. Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas. Good luck. Defense. Good luck. Trevor Lawrence, overrated in my opinion. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to pan out to be that first pick. I think Caleb might just be right there with him. Trevor Lawrence got an absurd contract. I don't know why you would do that and put yourself through it. I really hope for Jacksonville fans he was worth it. I don't wish this type of New York Giants pain among any fan base. I hope for all of you to be good for a year or two. But that's just what it is. Jacksonville 7-10, Texans 10-7. I think they're gonna lose a couple games within division. They always do. I don't think the defense is talented anymore. I think Jimmy Ward's gotta keep running from his warrant, and Joe Mixon's not gonna be playing the first 8-9 games. Nico and friends, Nico, CJ, and friends. Can you win games? And Stingley, and I can't remember the other guy's name. Wow, he just got paid hella too. My apologies. Superlatives. That's a word you haven't heard since high school. Superlatives. Who's going to win MVP? That's the question on everyone's mind. I'm actually going to do MVP last. I feel like that's more fun, even though it could ruin retention. So we'll start with assistant coach of the year. We'll go Robert Saleh with the Niners. I think he's back on that defense. Fred and him know how to work together to create entrapping defenses. So I think that'll be fun. Lineman of the year, Trent Willis. So if you're wondering why the Niners were 10-7, this is why they have award-winning players. Trent Willis, comeback player of the year. McCaffrey. It was close between him and Dak, but I just think Dak's not really a comeback player of the year candidate. I think he's going to put up, when he broke his leg, he didn't win it. I don't think he's going to win it now. D-Roy. Abdul Carter. Easy as that. O'Roy. Ashton Genty. I think Cam Ward could win it if he was on a better team, but unfortunately he's not. So I think it'll come down to stats, and they're going to feed Genty that ball. Coach of the year, Sean McVay. I just think he's going to put together a great offense. And that's what he does best. I think it'll look good. I think it'll beat some great teams. Deep Hoy. Call me crazy. I'm going with Nick Bosa. This is his first year under Trump's full administration, and you know he likes that. He wants that more than anything else. I'm not going to bring too much politics into my sports channel, but I just think it's funny. So, my Opoy. I think it's going to be Derrick Henry. I can't lie. I think this is 23 touchdowns in the making. I think they're going to have the ball a lot more because of that defense. They're going to be able to score a lot more. The Ravens are going to look great. And I think Derrick Henry, that Lamar Jackson, a little give him the ball, let him go into that end zone. He's going to run one in. I know he's getting older, but I think at some players you get the pass. Finally, my regular season MVP. Now, as a Josh Allen fan, I don't think he's going to repeat. We can mark that one off the list. Joe Burrow, I don't know if he's going to win it for sure. He had the stats, but with this year them being better, I don't think he'll have to throw that much. Lamar Jackson. Can't win MVP with Derrick Henry stealing all your touchdowns, can you? Jaden Daniels. Don't joke with me like that. No chance that guy's winning MVP. Brock Purdy. Definitely don't joke with me like that. No chance that guy's running MVP. Patty Mahomes. You need to do some insane things for the Chiefs to be great this season, and I think you can live up to it. New haircut, new Mahomes. Who dis? Mahomes. I'm seeing a 40 touchdown season here. Is that crazy to say? I don't think so. I'm seeing a 40 touchdown season here, and I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. I'll probably make a bet on it. So, will Mahomes be great? I think so. Will the Chiefs offense be great because of Mahomes? Yes, sir. Saquon has a chance. Obviously, Derrick Henry has a chance, but I just don't think they're going to give it to a running back. Jamar, And my Super Bowl winner to cap off this video. My Super Bowl winner. Comment down below who you think it is, and then comment down below yours, or just one or the other. It'll be interesting to who you. Let me decide. Let me comment and decide. But I'm gonna choose the Lamar Jackson Ravens to finally win this Super Bowl, man. Year after year after year, everybody picks them, but I think this is it. I like, come on, Jair, Mike Green, D-Hops on the mid acquisitions, but still an acquisition. Can this defense finally win one? I think so, yeah. But will Lamar's playoff woes continue? That's not possible if they want to win one. So Lamar, step it up. So type down your predictions below. I know this video is kind of fast paced. Like I said, it's because I shot it once. Now I have to shoot again. That's not really fun for me. And it was like a 2-hour film session. And I had other people here. There was a whole setup. So comment down below who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, who you got winning MVP, and how dirty I did your team and how I should die in GTA 5. So, peace.